Hello, welcome to the Kitchen Spy. My name is Kate and this is a recipe video. It's for creamy and spicy chicken pasta. It doesn't have to be a spicy dish if you don't want it to be. You can easily leave the chilli out. I just like to put chilli in pretty much anything I can really. Anyway, if you are already a subscriber, thanks so very much for your support. It really means a lot. And if you're new here and you think that you might want to join us and look at recipe videos, food hauls and meals of the week, then perhaps you could consider subscribing, and if you do, perhaps click the notification button so that you'll hear when I put videos up, which is usually on Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays. Anyway, I hope you're all keeping safe and that you enjoy this video. Okay, so we'll have a look at the ingredients that we've got. There's not too many really, and certainly nothing really exotic, so it's almost a store cupboard thing really. Okay, so we'll start off with the chilies, and what I've got here is 2 chilies. I've got one red, one green, and I've actually left the seeds in one of them, but you don't have to. Then here I've got 3 tablespoons of low-fat creme fraiche. You can use double cream if you want to, but creme fraiche works really well. Then here I've got a teaspoon of oregano, and also on this plate I should actually have 2 cloves of garlic, which I forgot to put on there. Then I've got a medium onion, which weighed in at 93 grams. I've got 1 red pepper chopped up, and that weighed in at 108 grams. And then I've got some mushrooms here, which is about 100 grams or about 4.5 ounces. And I've got 200 mils of stock, and I made my stock here with some of these white wine stock cubes from Tesco. They're really tasty. If you can't get these, you could easily use chicken stock, and you could also just use a glass of wine as well. We just need to get some kind of flavour into the sauce. Then I've got 2 chicken breasts, and they weighed in at 322 grams. And then obviously salt and pepper. Yeah, so those are the ingredients, and now we'll have a look at how to put the dish together. So over in the pan, I'm just using a few sprays of oil, but you can use a tablespoon of olive oil if that's something you feel you might want to do and you're not concerned about saving calories. And then I'm just going to go in with the onions. Now we don't need to particularly brown the onions, we just need to cook them through a little bit. And as we do that, the bottom of the pan will start to brown, as you can see a little bit, but don't worry about that. That will come up into the liquid when we add the stock, and that will just add to the flavour. So I'm then adding the chicken pieces, and again we don't need to cook these all the way through, we just need to make sure that they're sealed on all sides, because the actual cooking will take place once we put the lid on and the stock in. Okay, so we just need to make sure that the chicken is sealed pretty much on all sides, and when it gets to the point where it is pretty much done, then we can start to add the other ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to add is the garlic that I didn't show you earlier, and the chilies, and just give them a stir round. And as you can see, the chicken is pretty much sealed. It's a little bit brown. It doesn't have to be completely brown, because this is a very pale dish because we're adding creme fraiche anyway, so you don't really need a caramelized colour on the chicken. Then we can start to add the other ingredients. I'm using pepper here, and I'm also going to add the mushrooms. Now you can add whatever vegetables you want to this. I know that mushrooms are a very divisive ingredient. I never realised that before I started doing these YouTube videos, how split they make people feel. Anyway, so I'm adding whatever vegetables I've got, which are the peppers and the mushrooms, and just stirring them round. I think if you'd got something like a can of sweet corn or whatever, that would be quite nice in this dish, but perhaps add that towards the end of the cooking time. Anyway, once we've done that, we can add the herbs, and I'm just adding a teaspoon of oregano, but you can add mixed herbs, or basil would be nice here as well. And if I'd got any fresh basil, which I haven't, but if I had, I would stir some of that through at the end of the cooking as well. So I'm adding the stock in here, and this, as I said earlier, was made with a white wine stock pot, but you could use chicken stock or even a glass of wine. So just stirring it round, and as you can see, there's absolutely not much liquid at all, but that's fine because we don't want this to be too runny, because we want it to coat the pasta. The mushrooms will give some liquid as they start to cook, so that is plenty of liquid for this recipe. Then we're going to pop the lid on and we're going to leave that for about 20 minutes. Okay, so coming back to the dish after about 20 minutes, taking the lid off carefully, you can see that the amount of liquid has increased, and that is because of the fact that the vegetables have released some liquid, but also that the steam has also created some more liquid in the pan. So we're just going to add some pepper and salt. So as I usually say, you don't have to add salt if you need to exclude that from your diet, and there is also some kind of salty flavour in the stock usually, but I like to add a little bit of extra salt, but I do think it's worth adding the black pepper because that just adds another flavour profile to the dish. So once we've added the salt and pepper and we're just sure that the chicken is cooked all the way through, then we can add the creme fraiche, because once we've added the creme fraiche, we don't really want to cook the dish anymore, just warm it through. So I've just checked a piece of chicken there and it breaks easily, so that's definitely cooked. And then we're going to add the creme fraiche. This is, as I say, 3 tablespoons of low-fat creme fraiche. So you can use full fat, and you can also use double cream as well. I'm just making sure I'm getting every single bit of creme fraiche out of this pot because I've counted the calories for it, so I just want to make sure that I'm using it. So once I've stirred it all through, what I do then is put a bit of the liquid from the pan in the pot and just make sure that I'm scraping all of the creme fraiche into the dish. And it does need it really, because we want this dish to be creamy, and so the more of the creme fraiche we can get into the dish, the better. So once we've got all of the creme fraiche in, just give it a stir and then just simmer it gently until the dish starts to bubble, and then we can add the pasta. So I use gluten-free pasta, and I've put 90 grams of dried weight per person here, and I'm just adding that to the dish and stirring it through. So you can use obviously any kind of pasta shapes you like. I find the penne ones are nice, like I'm using here, because the sauce kind of goes into the middle of the tubes and also sticks to the outside, but it's just personal preference. You can use absolutely anything you like. A gluten-free pasta is actually one of the best gluten-free things. You can hardly tell the difference. I don't need to eat a gluten-free diet, but I eat it quite happily. So once that's done, then we just serve it up, and I've served it up here with some grana padano cheese on top, which is a kind of parmesan type of cheese. So this entire bowl of pasta is 644 calories. That's obviously, I've got 90 grams of pasta there, so that's quite a big portion. The chicken sauce, the creamy sauce, is actually only 265 calories, and then I've got about 59 calories of cheese on top, so altogether 644. So the actual chicken dish itself isn't that high in calories, so if you served it with a smaller pasta portion, you'd get a better low-calorie dish. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you give this a go. As I said at the beginning, you don't have to make it spicy, so if you want to do this without the chilli, it still works. It's still a really lovely dish. Anyway, so thanks again for watching. So if you are a subscriber already, thanks very much for your support, and if you're not and you feel like you might want to subscribe to my channel, then please give the subscribe button a click and also the notification button. I'll be seeing you very soon with meals of the week and also some hauls if I can get any shopping. And in the meantime, stay safe, look after yourselves, and see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.